We all know during this difficult time of coronavirus, you've seen many patients suffer from physical and psychological issues. But watching sports may actually help with these problems. Tell us how.
I mean, Jay, there has been a lot of research that I've been evaluating, and there have been a lot of conclusions that watching sports can actually help, especially during this time. I mean, this pandemic has been very difficult, and it's been hard on everybody, including myself. A lot of people are having certain levels of depression and anxiety, and it's understandable. But what this research is concluding is there are a lot of benefits psychologically where basically a person is more relaxed. I mean, you have something to look forward to. And then there's a community component where when you watch sports, you're calling your dad, hey, did you see him slam the ball? Or call your brother, hey, touchdown. It makes you feel like you're a part of something because a lot of people feel isolated because they're staying in their homes more. But now watching sports, we can kind of get out there, release some of those hormones that help us relax, decrease the stress hormones, and just it really helps a lot with anxiety and depression and just feeling an overall sense of happiness that we really need right now.
That is so true. It is a stress reliever. And you got on the Jackson State jersey there. They got a game against Bethune-Cookman this weekend.
That's right. I mean, they're going to be ready. I mean, I am so excited. And also, I just want to note that also showed that there are a lot of physical benefits to watching sports. And you think you're just sitting on your sofa watching sports, how is that going to help you physically? But some of this research concluded that when you watch sports, and we talked about decreasing the stress, but also decreasing those stress hormones to include cortisol. And when you decrease your stress, you have less of those hormones, and it's been associated with having a decreased blood pressure. Also, a decreased heart rate, unless you're somebody that has a heart condition and it's, you're very vulnerable, but decreased blood pressure, decreased heart rate. If you have diabetes, having decreased blood glucose levels, it's just, there's so many benefits to watching sports. But I also want to note, I was watching Melissa the other day, and she was watching old Dak Prescott, and he scored a touchdown, and she jumped up and she started doing the running man. I said, look at you, you're already exercising. But as a doctor, we have to take exercise any way we can get it, even if it's burst of exercise when you're cheering for your team. So sports is very beneficial.
Yes, and there's so many sports to watch. I mean, just pick your poison, really. I mean, you got football, you got baseball, you have so much to watch right now. What are some of the pitfalls to avoid, though?
Well, what we have to watch out for is we don't want to just watch the sports sitting on the sofa and eating those bad traditional sports foods. And what I'm talking about is the pizza, the hot wings, and then also the chips. And then some people like to indulge in alcoholic beverages. So we want to keep that to a limit. Maybe replace some of those foods with maybe just nuts and fruit. Melissa and I, we'll do the little finger sandwiches, and we try to drink water. But if you have to drink alcoholic beverages, maybe a glass of wine, like some white wine, but keep it at one or two, or maybe a light beer, one or two, or maybe one drink. But you just have to make those choices and try to exercise before you watch the sports. That's what we do at my home. But the bottom line is sports is beneficial for a lot of people, especially right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, well, this was a good interview just to kind of talk about that and break that down. And just remember, moderation with the food and definitely the alcohol. All right, Dr. Quinn, we'll be right back.